It's 5-2 in the afternoon here outside of Budapest, 12 miles to the northeast of the Hungarian capital. It should be a baking hot Sunday afternoon, but round about 40 minutes ago we had a huge rain shower which has drenched the track and has now given us the perfect recipe for high drama here in round 11 of the Formula One season in 2014. The track is drying, but it's still not completely dry, and all the predetermined strategies have been thrown out of the window. 20 cars on the grid then for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. Rosberg gets away well, so does Bottas from third. Sebastian Vettel now slots in behind Rosberg as down towards turn one they go. Rosberg in the lead, and then it's Bottas and Vettel side by side. Bottas squeezes in and goes round the outside to try and take second place. Alonso there as well, and it looks like Felipe Massa has emerged unscathed from turn one for the first time in 3 races. Down towards turn 2 they go now. Rosberg from Bottas, from Alonso. Vettel's off places again. Ricciardo is behind the McLaren of Jenson Button.
Smart thinking there from Bottas, stayed out of the spray of the leading 2 and went down the outside and found the extra grip we were talking about. Lewis.
Hamilton has had problems spinning already as that cold tyres down at turn 2 that caused that.
Okay, Jeff, very important to look after the tyres, maybe more rain coming soon.
Expected in about 5 minutes time, and as you can see in the background of your picture there, dark grey clouds overhead here at the Hungaro ring. And still this sector, Martin, so slippery. They can't even think, they wouldn't even think about slicks there for a while. Oh dear, and that's Marcus Ericsson, and that's going nowhere. That Caterham, that is a major hit into the tyre barriers, substantial damage, and we do have a safety car here in Hungary.
Oh
dear, Martin.
Just as well that car's got a scaffolding pole-like front, hasn't it, David? That's the bit that takes the impact.
And pit stop time then.
So straight into the pits with the prospect of rain still in the air, and the team's saying they're expecting more rain. Slick tyres, soft compound tyres going on Daniel Ricciardo's Red Bull. Where's Jenson Button? Is he coming out ahead of Daniel Ricciardo? We didn't quite see as we watch the Mercedes crew now waiting for what I assume would be Lewis Hamilton, and Marcus Ericsson walking away, which is good to see from the accident. Raikkonen is in as well, Grosjean is in, and there is Hamilton right in front of you. Button obviously held there for a long time, Martin, 6.5 seconds as Gutierrez and Perez go wheel to wheel down the pit lane. And is that Gutierrez coming out first? No, it's Perez coming out
first.
On
slicks.
And
they're on slicks.
They're racing now, the 2 Mexicans wheel to wheel. Perez is going to go wide. Has he got enough grip? His teammate Hulkenberg's already gone off the track. Perez just about holds it together and comes out down into turn 2 ahead of Esteban Gutierrez, with Lewis Hamilton, I think, following on behind. Button goes through your screen, and now out comes Rosberg. There's Felipe Massa, Kevin Magnussen as well, Sebastian Vettel, Jean-Eric Vergne and Fernando Alonso. And what we've got on the track now, Daniel Ricciardo leads Jenson Button, leads Felipe Massa, Rosberg, Vergne, Vettel, Alonso, Hulkenberg and Perez. That's the top 10.
And Button went out on intermediates, of course.
And that's Grosjean.
Shows you how little grip there is when you're doing it at safety car speeds. That's just on the other side of the track from where Ericsson just attacked.
Safety car coming in then, and we can start to get racing once again properly here at the Hungaro ring.
Jenson should have the confidence on those tyres to nail Ricciardo in the braking zone for turn 1. If he can stay close enough to him, he should be close down the pit straight. There'll be no DRS just yet. Good exit out of that final corner though for Ricciardo. Let's see what Jenson, how brave he wants to be under braking down into turn 1.
Here we go then, towards turn 1 we march. Ricciardo from Button, and into that tight right-hander we go. We're watching Nico Rosberg. Behind him, Kevin Magnussen. Jenson Button has got ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Had more grip coming out of the corner on the intermediate tyres than Ricciardo had on his slicks, and Jenson Button now leads the Hungarian Grand Prix from the Red Bull of Ricciardo.
And Jenson, we need your feedback on these tyres. Let us know when they're dead.
Going to be one more lap.
But he's just set the fastest lap of the race as we're on board field now with Nico Rosberg going down the main straight. He's got Kevin Magnussen wheel to wheel with him. Magnussen on the intermediates, gets better grip, under braking, forces Rosberg wide. Who's coming through on the inside? There's Jean-Eric Verne alongside Nico Rosberg now. We watch to see Lewis Hamilton as well, as we're back on board with Nico Rosberg. And Verne, I think, is ahead of Rosberg.
Hamilton's 2 cars behind his championship rival now. That's going to bring him to life. And a rather grumpy Jenson Button will be in this lap, and I'm not surprised he's grumpy. That was a bad call.
Yeah, the McLaren team are coming out now to change his tyres. I wonder if they'll be able to double stack as well and get rid of Kevin Magnussen's intermediates at this time. Hulkenberg out of this race. He's scored points in every race so far.
He's been off, he's been in a hedge.
He's into the barriers, and that is his first retirement and first non-point scoring race of the season. Leaves Fernando Alonso as the only man so far who's got a chance of continuing that 100% record, and we can maybe see what happens here. Sergio
Tries to pass
Perez.
his teammate, look.
He does, locks up. Oh, and he collects Perez as well, Martin.
Yes.
As we watch Jules Bianchi and Pastor Maldonado colliding. Yes.
Yeah, Maldonado picked up a slug of understeer on the damp part of the track and just speared into the side. He left him time, he left him space, and he just picks up the understeer and boom.
And both into the pits. Racing incident?
Well, it's Maldonado's fault.
Once again, Hamilton sets about trying to overtake Sebastian Vettel. Scrap for 6th and for 7th, and once again he's not quite close enough to do it on the main straight, but Vettel, as you say, Martin, gone too deep. Can Hamilton now try and take advantage? Is there a gap on the inside going down into turn 2?
Too wet down there. If he went down there, it would be guaranteed contact or way off onto that run-off area. He's been in there once today already.
Fernando Alonso runs in third, 1.6 seconds back, and all. There's the Force India of Sergio Perez careering across the track and slamming into the pit wall. It's 1, it's 2 Force Indias out of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso, Jean-Eric Verne, Nico Rosberg, Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton didn't stop during that safety car. Ricciardo, right behind, has.
Verne's getting punchy. He wants to be right on the gearbox, that Ferrari, when he bolts. He's bolted now. Why it's mission critical for Hamilton to get past Vettel is they've now got Daniel Ricciardo on their tail, having stopped for fresh tyres.
And there goes Lewis Hamilton having a little interest there on Sebastian Vettel as they make their way around the final turn. Hamilton's got to watch out for Ricciardo behind him. That's why it's critical. He needs to get past Sebastian Vettel. Ricciardo on fresher tyres.
Opposite to Verne.
Okay, so in other words, if Verne pitted, then don't come in. If he does pit, do come in.
Oh, and there is the Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel, almost doing what Sergio Perez did, but somehow managing to stop and control the car before he made major contact with the pit wall. Rosberg will now come back out again. Adjustments to the front wing, soft tyres going on. For the championship leader, it was a very slow stop of 4.9 seconds. Right, let's see, Martin, what happened to Vettel then.
Onto the Astro, round he goes. Oh, lucky boy.
Hamilton's having a little go now on Jean-Eric Verne. Into turn 1 they go. Forced a little bit wide. Can he now switch through and down towards turn 2 and get Jean-Eric Verne on the left-hander down the hill? He's trying to go around the long way again as Verne once more locks up. And Hamilton now thinks, can I dive down the inside? But no, there's just no room to pass on this particular occasion. But that Mercedes now, it's not behind Vettel, so much faster. He's going around the outside of turn 4. Hamilton manages to snatch the place off Verne.
Now, Hamilton is now, I would say, a pit stop ahead of Rosberg.
And Lewis is in front of you. If he boxes now, he's safe to you.
So what do I do? Push like crazy?
A firm, go strat 4, keep pushing.
The gap is about 22 seconds.
Yeah, he was just being told, Lewis has got a pit stop on you.
I could probably eke out another 1 or 2 laps at this pace.
Okay, just go for it, Lewis. Go for it. Do as much as you can.
And that's why they're still sat in the garage, but someone's coming your way, Ted, and it's Fernando Alonso.
It is. So now we're seeing the people who are going to try to definitely get to the end of the race. Jenson Button has just pitted. He has to do 32 laps on a set of the harder compound tyres, the medium compound tyres. Fernando Alonso has chosen the soft tyre. I don't expect to see either of them in again.
And he comes out behind his teammate Kimi Räikkönen, does Fernando Alonso in 5th place.
So from the pit lane, having spun off all by himself in turn 2, almost plumb last, except for Kvyat, who wouldn't start, he couldn't get his engine started. Hamilton now leads the Grand Prix, but we know he's in shortly.
Hamilton into the pits now. And what's going on to his car?
A bit slow,
It is the medium compound tyre. Where's it bring Hamilton out? Behind Alonso is the answer to that one.
But critically, ahead of Rosberg.
Räikkönen into the pits and out once again. He was stationary for 2.8 seconds. And he should rejoin this race behind, as you can see, Valtteri Bottas, but ahead of Pastor Maldonado, running in the points at the moment. An 8th for Lotus, comes out behind Pastor Maldonado, ahead though of Sebastian Vettel, next car on the road now. Vettel thinks, I don't want to stay behind Kimi Räikkönen if I can help it for 1 iota more than I need to, and he wants to go around the outside at turn 2. Räikkönen though forces him wide, gives him just about enough width. All 4 wheels weren't over the white lines by Sebastian Vettel. Räikkönen manages to hang on to that place, to the 8th place. But is it done yet? Yes, it is. Sebastian Vettel almost had half a chance to get round at turn 4. Räikkönen did the blocking number on him, and eventually Vettel ran wide.
If he's on a different strategy, and he's got to stop again, and Hamilton hasn't got to stop again, will Mercedes ask Hamilton to move over?
Okay, Lewis, gap to Nico, 1 second. He's on the option tyre. He has 1 more stop, so don't hold him up.
There's the answer.
Yeah.
I can't imagine his tyres lasting under 20 laps.
So the options did an equivalent of 24 laps, albeit from damp conditions, so wear shouldn't be an issue.
Is that kind of reassurance, or is that a problem being ignored?
Remember, we heard at Silverstone in qualifying where he was told not to hold Rosberg up if he wasn't committed to a lap. And look how that turned out.
Why is he not letting me through?
Okay, Lewis, if you let Nico pass this lap, please. Let Nico pass on the main start-finish straight.
He can't. He's going to lose too much time to do that. He's got to back off too much to do that, surely.
Why is he not letting me through?
He's had the message, Nico. He's had the message.
Is it time for a Paddy Lowe or a Toto Wolff to get involved?
I think they need to ring Ross Brawn. He's got that rather definitive tone at this moment, hasn't he? That where there is no questions about the instruction and what you will do next.
Is it time now for the Mercedes pit wall, for the strategist, for James Vowles to say, right, if he's not going to let him pass, let's get Nico to the end on this set of tyres if we can, and just drop back a bit, Nico, preserve your tyres. In comes Daniel Ricciardo from the lead of this race then, and maybe we'll look at Rosberg staying behind Hamilton, and we can even get a 1-2 out of it if Alonso pits as well and Ricciardo can't fight his way through. Out back onto the racetrack goes Daniel Ricciardo. Fernando Alonso moves into the lead of this race. Hamilton and Rosberg go past as well. There's Hamilton, there's Rosberg. Ricciardo out into 4th place. Ted.
So Ricciardo's going to be super fast from now on, but will he be able to overtake? Mercedes have stopped telling Lewis Hamilton to let Rosberg through. They're just talking about tyres now on the team radio. Lewis saying, I'm trying to manage the tyres as best I can.
Mercedes have now thought enough is enough. We have got to bring Nico Rosberg in, and so he does. Once more come in, change of tyres, soft compound, unsurprisingly, on that car, and away he goes.
Brand new.
Where's he going to come out though, Martin? Because look, here comes Valtteri Bottas down the main straight. So he's behind him, he's behind Massa, he's behind Räikkönen as well. And the Red Bull a long way distant of Sebastian Vettel. He's in 8th, Rosberg 7th. And now we move to the straight once again.
3.3 covers the top 3.
As into the pits comes there Valtteri Bottas, who was at the lead of that quartet. So it's Massa leads Räikkönen, leads Rosberg. Massa, of course, will get DRS because he was behind Bottas going into the detection zone. There goes Nico Rosberg down the inside. Räikkönen moves aside so that there's no contact, and Nico Rosberg squeezes through past the Ferrari and puts his car up now into 5th place. with Bottas pitting and Raikkonen overtaking. 2 places gained in the space of 1 corner. Hamilton was 0.4 of a second quicker than Alonso at the end of lap 60. We're on lap 61. Here goes Nico Rosberg again. Has to move on to the marbles. Felipe Massa saw him coming, looked in his mirrors, thought, no, I just can't defend this. Rosberg's on fresher tyres, and away goes Rosberg now and up into 4th place.
Okay, remember, you can't hold the overtake. Battery is good.
And Hamilton a little bit closer, I think, to Fernando Alonso at this moment. Not close enough to do a repeat of the move on Jean-Eric Vergne at the top of the hill. But they were separated by 1.1 seconds, the top 3, when they crossed the line the last time around. And that's just reduced.
Oh, he's
now,
gone over the chicane. He maintains the lead. He gained a little bit, actually. If he's smart, he'll back off a little bit. Just let them close back up. Not often you see Fernando making a mistake. Puts his arm up in the air and says, okay, I'm lifting.
Fernando gain advantage.
Yeah, copy that, Lewis. We saw it.
Did he gain an advantage? Nothing from the stewards so far on that one. Hamilton gaining on Fernando Alonso. Tantalisingly, a couple of car lengths too much behind, but he then locks up. And does that then get Ricciardo a little more interested on this particular occasion? Running on board with the Red Bull now. Down towards turn 2 we go. Once more, Ricciardo just can't seem to find an opening, can't seem to get close enough just to prize an opening maybe on Lewis Hamilton, as Nico Rosberg sets the fastest lap of the race. He's only 17.5 seconds now behind this lot, but gaining at 2.5 seconds a lap.
He is.
Ricciardo seems a lot closer to Lewis Hamilton once again, but that Mercedes power advantage is serving Hamilton well. There's a car length between Hamilton and Ricciardo under braking.
And we know from last Sunday, Ricciardo is not shy of sticking up the inside of a world champion in terms of into a slow corner.
Around the outside this time. Hamilton locks up. Ricciardo goes round the outside. It is a very long way round, and it just lets Lewis Hamilton off the hook for this particular occasion. Ricciardo that time around, forget the inside, I'm going to try and take him by surprise, and it almost paid off.
Wow.
It's been pretty stellar driving all round. Tough conditions at the start of this race. Ricciardo has led this race.
Hamilton's slow out of turn 1.
Very much, and he keeps locking up into turn 2. This is going to be crucial. Moves over to try and defend and force Ricciardo the long way round once again, and it was the right move. But now Ricciardo's got the inside line, and down into turn 3, Lewis Hamilton's brave defence of second place comes to an end, and Ricciardo wants 4th wide, realised he had the inside line next time around and made it count for him. He's gone from 3rd to 2nd. Can he now chase after Alonso and take a second win of the season?
Hamilton was very slow off turn 1, and through turn 2 he's wide. Look at this, he's so wide, but he's got the traction on those tyres to do something with it. So now when Rosberg catches the pack, it'll be Hamilton he catches. That's going to be interesting.
There'll be no team orders this time around, and he will be on much fresher tyres, of course, will Nico Rosberg, who at the end of the last lap was 8.2 seconds behind his teammate, but he's lapping about 3 seconds faster, so he will join this pack at one stage. 3 laps to go then. We're on board with the man in second place. And he's now looking at Fernando Alonso, and down the inside goes Daniel Ricciardo. Alonso tries to fight, but he just hasn't got the traction out of turn 2. And Ricciardo once more leads this Hungarian Grand Prix, and now in the box seat with 3 laps remaining to take another Formula 1 win. Daniel Ricciardo, who took the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix with 3 laps remaining on that Sunday afternoon in June, who took the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix with 3 laps remaining on this Sunday afternoon in July, and who now comes to take the checkered flag and win for a second time in Formula 1. Daniel Ricciardo wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso slides his way into second place with barely any grip left on his tyres. Lewis Hamilton comes from the pit lane to take 3rd, and a mighty drive from him this afternoon in Budapest.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And this man who's never stood on the podium in Hungary, never scored a point here before. It is Daniel Ricciardo, a winner again.
Yeah, it feels feels as good as the first. It really does. I don't know. I mean, the safety car at the beginning played to our advantage, and then I thought when the second one came out, it didn't really help us. But we managed to pull it off at the end and had to pass our way through, and that was a lot of fun. Last few laps.
You rehearsed that big braking move on Fernando last weekend in Germany, didn't you? That was from a long way back.
Yeah, it was. I knew we had to make a move quick, and the DRS was there, and I knew it could have been my only chance, so I took it, and it paid off. So had to be done.